Zombie apocalypse.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Move Out, Draw Fire with your host, me. My name is Dustin. I am the host of the Move Out, Draw Fire podcast, and I would like to welcome you to another great episode. In this episode, I have nothing planned. We are going to shoot straight from the hip on this one. I do have a couple things in mind that I want to go over, but nothing in particular. First, I'll start off by hitting the very common Afghanistan currently. Currently, it is August 29th. Afghanistan is still a shit show, so no new updates on that. Besides the 13 soldiers that were killed in a suicide bomb attack outside of the Kabul airport, our hearts and our prayers go out to the families, to the servicemen and women that served with them. You know, we've been there. We know what you're going through. We're here for you if you need help. Any kind of psychological or what have you, we're here for you. Now, that being said, that is the first U.S. deaths in Afghanistan since February last year. The president is still a joke at this point in time. I don't see any coming back from him on this one. But then again, you know, he's the most popular president ever. He got 81 million votes. So, moving on from that, Afghanistan, shit show, president, idiot. That's right. I said it. So, today is more of a, you know, what's on my mind kind of thing. And what's on my mind is school. With school starting up for myself and my kids tomorrow, you know, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? This is my oldest first year in the third grade here in Gladwin. We have the elementary, which is kindergarten through second, intermediate, which is third through fifth, junior high, 6 through 8, and then high school, 9 through 12. So I know some other places only have 3 schools. We have 4. Some places have 2, depending on the size. So that is our current situation. She starts her first year in a new school. I'm starting my third year into my CAD program, the computer-aided drafting and design degree that I'm shooting for. So good luck to me on that. Good luck to my daughter on her first year in third grade. Now, do I know that the same thing is going to happen last year where some kind of new COVID thing is going to pop up and we do the remote learning again? I don't know. It's possible. I know that some schools are still dealing with the pandemic more than we are. So it is what it is. If it comes to that, we'll deal with it. If not, happy sailings, you know? Picking up one, putting down. So, what else is going on in the world? Nothing much that I can think of right now. I mean, the news is always just flooded with this Afghanistan stuff right now. Movies. I told you I was going to see the Fast and Furious 9. I have failed to do so. Because, and this is a legitimate reason, I don't care to watch it. I feel like this is going to be a terrible movie. Probably great graphics, great action scenes. The acting, probably subpar. I have seen a couple John Cena movies recently. I'm not saying it's him, but he's a pile of garbage when it comes to like a person. Not so much an actor. He's pretty funny in some of his roles that he did. But as a person, when he straight up apologized to China in Chinese, in Mandarin, because of something somebody said about Hong Kong or Taiwan, dude, shut up. That's ridiculous. I want my movie to make money in another country, so I'm going to apologize in their language and then just butcher the language. Stop it. I feel like you would have been more respected had you talked in your English language and somebody just interpreted what you said. That way you can truly convey feeling with what you say. It's kind of like when we were in Afghanistan, we had our interpreters. Now, we never talked to the interpreters to tell the person that we were wanting to communicate with. You'd always look the person in the face, talk to them, and then your interpreter would do his job. The Tajiman would do his job and convey what you're getting after. We didn't have to learn their language. Yeah, you learned a few maybe euphemisms or a couple keywords here and there, like Singay, Jodi, Assalamu alaikum, Alaikum salam. You know, just to get by as, hey, we've taken our time to pseudo-learn about your culture and your language. Now, we do know a lot about their culture. That was a lot of the teaching points that we went in. But as far as John Cena goes, dude, stop it. People are going to go see your movies regardless. You know why? You're super famous. Now, here's the deal. You're not just super famous. You're super famous. Okay? And I put emphasis on super. And I'll tell one more little Afghan story real quick, which was when I was on my last tour, we had our Afghan counterparts, the Afghan National Army, local police, national police, and some other border police and some others. And we gave them those little 10-inch laptops, I don't know, like 8 gigs, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gig of memory. They were like little laptops. But you couldn't do much on them. They were like, hey, we're going to go pro gaming with this. Not a chance. However, what they did do is they watched their version of YouTube, whatever it was. And I swear, every time I look back there, behind me, to see what they were doing on their computers, they were always watching John Cena wrestle. I don't know why. They don't know why. They just found that man to be amazing. And honestly, as a performer, he is. He is amazing. As a person, he's kind of stupid. So, I said it. Fight me about it. Anyway, Fast and Furious 9. I'll probably watch it tomorrow, maybe. There's other movies I want to watch right now to try to give some feedback on. Now, I want to try to break this up into the type of movies, whether it's historically accurate movies based on true stories, military movies, which I would probably be the most proficient on knowledge at, and just your sci-fi, supernatural, your like fantasy Willows and Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. Break that up, do something with that. I'm still learning some of the technology to where I could where people do like reaction videos and you could see me, react to a scene that might be just completely bananas and then tell you why it's wrong or why it was great. So that might be coming down to the YouTube channel if I ever figure out how to do it. I'm 36 years old, man. I'm still learning. So you see these young bucks out there reacting to video game people, reacting to other people playing video games, or reacting to other people playing video games. It's starting to get a little ridiculous, and and they're you know, they're there to get views. I'm here to get the listeners, to try to reach out a message to people. It's the veterans helping veterans. Okay, that's my main platform of this podcast and YouTube channel, is to help other veterans. And sometimes that goes into, you know, what kind of games we played, sitting in one of the guard towers, sitting at the gate, sitting in, you know, the OP, out on patrol when we're, whatever it is. And some of those games were, let's say the actor game. Now, the actor game, if you don't know, is you name an actor. Let's say I say Mel Gibson. All right, it's M and G, Mel Gibson. Now the next player has to name an actor. The actor's first name has to be the same initial as my actor's last name. So Mel Gibson. So they would have to go with a G. And then you go from, let's see, G. Gregory Hines. Is that an actor? I don't know. Gwyneth Paltrow. Let's go with that one. So that one, and last name begins with a P, so you got to go with a P. So, and you keep going. Now, you can either do actors, sports, name a specific sport if you know enough about those sports, or musicians, or just famous people in general. Now, you can limit the field of famous people to movies, music, and sports, and maybe you add in, you know, famous people throughout history. You know, Genghis Khan, or Martin Luther King, or, you know, Joseph Stalin, whoever. So you just keep going down the line until somebody, you know, if you have more than two people, you get to somebody who doesn't know. You know, you give an estimated time, like, all right, man, you're taking too long. If they can't get it within the next 10 seconds, that person is now out of the game, and then you keep going to the next person. Now, there is a trick rule to this. Let's say you name a person, and they have to have two names. It can't just be like Sting or Bono, okay? Let's say you give a double letter, Susan Sarandon, an SS. Well, at that point, whatever rotation you were going now reverses. A little bit of fun. Throws a little bit something extra in there. So that's one game that you could play. And, you know, you don't have to be in the military to play it. I know I played it while I worked at St. Gobain on the floor during one of the long nights that we had there. And if you can, try not to cheat and use Google. I know when we were out on patrol or in the guard towers or on the OP or something, we never had internet there, so you could never really cheat. However, being that we are in a place that has cell phones that can call in an airstrike from space, it is quite easy to kind of cheat. So it would behoove you to not do that. Otherwise, you'll never be invited back to play another game. So, another game that we would play, and I know they've made a couple card games about this, would be Would You Rather. Now, for the military, and I would say just adults in general, and mostly adult, immature males, will come up with some pretty nasty stuff to the Would You Rather. Okay? And a lot of it is it's pretty gross. So just keep that in mind if you play if you're a woman and you play a Would You Rather game with a man or other men. There's going to be some pretty sick shit that happens there. So you have been warned. Anyway, what else could you play? I know there's a couple other games out there. If you think of something else, let me know and I'll bring it up some other time. Give me the rules. I'll explain the rules. A good card game to play would be like Cards Against Humanity. That's some pretty disgusting stuff right there, if you've ever played that. So those are a few games you could play. That's what we played over there, just to pass the time. And we did a lot of that stuff while we're over there to pass time. So if you do play with a seasoned veteran, you will have a challenge on your hands, because when we were over there, every week the bazaar would come by, and the bazaar always had these pirated knockoff DVDs and movies or whatever, and they were 10 for $1 or something like that. So if we weren't on patrol, we were watching movies, a lot of movies and TV shows. So I had a lot of time to watch movies, especially when we were on like kind of a like a social blackout, or the media blackout, to where we couldn't like call home or something because something happened in an AO that wasn't ours. So we had nothing to do. We had nobody to call. So let's watch some movies, or let's play a game, or let's go out and patrol. It's one of those three things. Now, what else could we talk about today? Lately, I've been picking up on a few video games that I've played last year that I'm picking back up on. If anybody plays Destiny 2, I know my brother-in-law does. His tag is Neo Monoxide. I know Lex Luchador plays. That's his tag. Is Lex Luchador. He plays Destiny. Our cousin Nate plays Destiny 2 now. So we're getting, I've got a clan made. It's called the Old Timers. It's it's like the 30 and over group to play video games. Like we grew up on the regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo. We grew up on that stuff. My clan is not for people that are like, hey man, when I came out of the womb, I had a PS4. Nobody gives a shit, especially about that. We're here just for fun, man. We aren't trying to win any competitions or medals. We're in it to have fun. So if you're one of those gung-ho, I'm doing this for the championship game, you're probably not going to last with us, because we're not very good. We just do it to have fun. So join at your own risk. Moving on from that, talk about movies, talk about some video games, music. Let's see, what's new in music? What shit artist has come out with a new crap song? I have a very bleak outlook on today's music, so I'm not going to talk about it. It's mostly all garbage. I was raised on like Metallica and other rock bands. I believe the first song I ever heard with swear words was Bad Habit by The Offspring. After that, I moved into Eminem and a couple of rappers, and then I joined the Army, and for some reason I got into country as soon as I got to North Carolina, because everybody I worked with, Hickman, Birch, Smith, Connors, and Laws, Portillo, we all listened to like Toby Keith a bunch and other country singers. And then I went back to rock. Now I'm kind of on a rock, and I say rap, but I only listen to two different artists on rap, which would be the Epic Rap Battles of History guys and Tom MacDonald. If you haven't listened to Tom MacDonald, I would highly suggest you check out a few of his tracks. The Fake Woke, or Snowflakes. I think he just came out on another one. I can't remember what it's called. Something about dolls or mannequins or something like that. Dummies or something like that. Whatever it is. His stuff is all about, it's mostly conservative, but at the same time, it's mostly big government, little government. The government's out to screw you up anyway. It's more about, be independent, be who you are, don't let anybody else tell you who to be. He has a big problem with the Black Lives Matters movement. He say, why black lives, why not all lives, because they're screwing us all the same. So, all in all, Tom MacDonald, Epic Rap Battles of History, those are really the only kind of rap, I quote, rap music that I listen to. Rock, Fine Figure Death Punch, Metallica, some of the oldies. I'm not really into the new stuff. The screamo metal, never been into that. So, yeah, that's probably it for music for me. I know my wife, she listens to rock and I'll call it R&B. I'm not a fan of it, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody's got their differences, and I'm not here to music shame or put down anybody for their musical tastes. Unless you need to listen to something with an accordion, you guys suck. Moving on. That pretty much covers the basics if I were to fill out some kind of profile of who am I? I like long walks on the beach. I like this kind of music. That's my taste as far as music. Movies, I guess. I like the action, the comedies. I can't do the dramedies. I have seen them. Not a big fan. I'll watch them, but as far as movies, I've only walked out of the movie theater on one movie, and that was the movie Aragon. Now, unfortunately, I did read the books, so when the movie came out, I thought it was a absolute disaster and just an abomination, a waste of film. And they got some very good actors in that movie, and it was terrible. It was terrible. You know, you would think with the genre of books that I read, which are basically fantasy and sci-fi, that I would love that movie. However, that was a terrible movie. I didn't even walk out on the Dragon Ball Evolution. I didn't walk out on Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, with the Wayans brother. I never walked out on that one. So I don't know. Maybe it was something I was like, this is gonna be a great movie. It was a great book. I was just over passionate about it, and I didn't go in there with an open mind. So I walked out. I couldn't finish it. I eventually did finish it on DVD, but I hated myself for spending money to rent that DVD because it was awful. It was god awful. I believe it was when Netflix was still doing DVDs in the mail. They might still do that. I don't know. I think Netflix is mostly just streaming now. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they used to do DVDs in the mail. You get a little sleeve with a DVD, you watch it, and you mail it back. You know, it killed Blockbuster. It killed all the 98% of all the DVD rental places or movie rental places in your local area. But I think they've gone away from DVDs, and that's why some other movie places have sort of popped back up, renting out DVDs, and you know, that's how I watch Game of Thrones and stuff. As far as TV shows go, same thing. I like the action TV shows. I like the Witcher, the Game of Thrones. I do watch a lot of anime, and I know that for a guy my age, for the people I hang out with, that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but I don't give a shit. It's what I do. Anyway, and I've already told you how I feel about sports and how much I could not care about sports. I don't care. Anyway, so what do you guys do in your free time? Let me know. What do you do? Me? I told you. I watch movies. I listen to Pandora, mostly rock stations, or Epic Rap Battles of History, or stand-up comedians. Now, I can't get enough of stand-up comedy. That is my jam. My current favorite stand-up comics would be Tom Segura, Chris Porter, Shane Smith, and Chad Daniels. those guys, I tell you, those may be the funniest of people that, you know, since Robin Williams is no longer doing comedy because reasons, those are my favorite comedians. Some of the old ones that I like that are no longer around would be Robin Williams, George Carlin, and Richard Pryor. Those people, those three right there, those oldie but goodies were my favorites. And now they're all dead. So I got to move on. And my four currents are Tom Segura, Chad Daniels, Chris Porter, and Shane Smith. Bert Kreischer, he's pretty funny. He's right up there. Now, when I listen to Bert, I immediately think of my best good friend, Jesse Dickerson, and how much they sound alike and act alike. So if I miss my buddy Jesse too much, I'll watch Bert, and then I'll call him up, Jesse up, and then just compare the two, you know? Jesse, if you're listening, if you've made it this far, give me a call. I want to talk to you. This is a test for you. If you make it this far, call me. Code word, Bert. Anyway, that's pretty much it that I have for today. You know, I told you what movies I like, what music I like, genres, everything. What I'm looking for is feedback from you guys, from the listeners. What do you watch? What do you listen to? You know, what do you like to do? What are your favorite games to play when you're bored? You know, something to pass the time, something to bring up morale, even just a smidge, just to bring up morale. You know? And if I could recommend a TV show, The Mandalorian. That show has single-handedly saved the Star Wars universe after the 3 abomination movies that they came out with. That were, I mean, alright. A lot of people give them flack. They weren't bad, except for the second new one, The Last Jedi. That was terrible. They weren't bad, but a lot of people give them, you know, like, oh, they were terrible, they ruined the series. No, because as long as Empire Strikes Back is still a movie, that series will still be amazing. And I cannot suggest The Mandalorian any harder than I possibly can. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's a great TV show. You need to watch it. So, again, something that cools you down and when you're in a bad mood, something that brings you back to a happy place from a sad place. You know, what do you do? Let me know what you do. I'm always listening. I read every message. There's not that many people that listen to this podcast or the YouTube channel, so those of you that do, let me know. Maybe I can get famous one day and take you guys with me. Yeah? Would you like that? I would like that. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, great rest of their night, great rest of their week. You know, good luck with school for those of you that have to do that. The kids that go to school, you know, good luck with all that. So that's pretty much all I got. Man. Even though I thought it was going to be a short episode, it actually turned out to be, 27, 28 minutes? Almost 30 now? So, I appreciate all you guys listening out there. And remember, if you're in a dark place, you're not alone. We're always here for you. I'll leave a link in the description or a phone number in the description of the podcast or the video to the Veterans Crisis Hotline and the text number that you can reach out. If you feel like you can't talk to anybody you know, you can talk to a stranger. You don't even have to tell them your name. Keep it anonymous. They'll help you out. Roger? Roger. Alright. So with that, I bid you adieu. Now move out. Draw fire. Have a good day.
Zombie apocalypse.